Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't make the extra point. But still, I would think this is going to be a conservative series for Lewisburg, and they just try to hope get out that nothing bad happens.
Gower hands it off, left side Newcomb. Short gain, if any, on first down. Brings up second down and 10.
I wonder what the state record is for most touchdowns allowed before you let the other team make an extra point. Because right now, Montoursville's extra point defense is 7 for 7. That might be a record. Get on the Elias Sports Bureau.
Throw up the right side, incomplete, near the 40-yard line as Gower tried to hook up with Matt Federaca.
Andy
and it comes
Biber.
incomplete, 3rd down and 10 with 1:02 to go in the first.
Andy Biber, step for step. And if you're going to take a shot, that's it. 3 steps, throw the fade, lay it out there. Either your guy runs under it or it's incomplete. You throw the crossing pattern, you kind of throw something in the normal passing game, and you're afraid something really bad might happen. You throw it deep like that, even if it gets intercepted, it's a punt.
Single wide left, and Gower looking at option, lets it go, and it's inside the 5-yard line, recovered by the Green Dragons, and now they're going to be punting from their own end zone.
I think the quarterback went the wrong way there. I think that was option left, and the quarterback went right. He looked for his pitch man. He wasn't there. He turned around, and a very ill-advised. That's kind of like the old Sandlot, you take it. They're lucky they came away with that, and now with it. Talk about stand in the shadow of your goalpost. He is on the back line as they're punting from their own 2.
Angles it left. Fair catch signal for by Batkowski in Lewisburg territory at the 47.5-yard line.
That's another. We've done that 2 weeks in a row. When you're trying to go after the punt, I understand you don't have a return set up, but they're also committing all their guys to block so you don't block the punt. So right there, Batkowski caught it, and it was a good punt. The kid punted it all the way to the 47-yard. That's a 45-yard punt. But he's one-on-one with like a center or somebody like that. So if Batkowski isn't told to fair catch that, he's got a 15-yard gain, and instead of taking over at the 47, you're taking over at the 32. But either way, again, nothing bad happened. Montoursville takes over in Lewisburg territory, down 6-0.
Messina in the pistol, single wides each way. Handled off Batkowski, near side left 45, got a block to the outside 40, and is blasted in the Montoursville sideline at the 37-yard line. Should be enough for a first down.
I was going to say, J.C. Kiefer just wants to run the ball here, get that free timeout at the end of the quarter, and so he goes Batkowski up the middle. Well, the kid steps through a hole, bursts to the outside, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. So with 15.8 seconds to go, Montoursville 1st and 10 at the Lewisburg 37.
Single wides each way. Messina wants to throw. Pump and go up the left side. Intended for Miller, and it's going to be knocked away and out of bounds.
No, wait. Riddle me this. Oh, he just changed it to second. We did not get a first down on the first play. It's 3rd down.
The official on the far side's waving the chains. Absolutely.
Oh, there we go.
They never moved the chains.
The chain gang had it because they had a first down, but with the number stick. But the 2 chains,
down.
Now it should be second. With the 2 sticks, never moved. So and again, there's 10 seconds to go, but yeah, it's 2nd down, and we're going to see. They're telling them it's 2nd down, and there we go. There we go. Boy, that was odd, because the stick that was marking where the ball was ahead of the chains. It was like he got a 10.5-yard game but didn't get a first down.
Please don't tweet, Facebook, or text me. First game for the chain gang at home in 2014. Single wides each way.
But they're listening to the side judges telling them what to do. They don't have any freedom to make decisions.
Batkowski up the middle, pushes it to the 30-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 7, maybe 8 to close out the opening quarter, which sees Lewisburg in front of Montoursville 6-0 on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Summer clearance savings on the all-new 2015 Chrysler 200 Limited now in stock and starting at only $22,500. Van Campus has over 30 Jeeps in stock, including 10 all-new Jeep Cherokees. So don't delay. Grab your summer clearance savings today at your hometown dealer. Van Camp and Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, 601 West 3rd Street, Williamsburg. Home of the lowest payments on Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Rams.
Lease payment based on $2,000 down with 10,000 miles per year. Ram lease must have trade. See dealer for all the details.
ESPN Williamsport.tv coverage, driven in part by Web Weekly, a family-oriented publication serving more than 58,000 homes in and around Lycoming County. So now the Warriors moving left to right, trailing 6-0, opening snap of the second quarter. 3rd and 3 at the Lewisburg 30. Messina up under center, and we've got movement everywhere, and I believe this is going to be procedure against the Warriors.
Now it's 3rd and 8. And now that changes things up. So you go back to the 35-yard line, you got 3rd and 8. And now I think you're in a position where I'm not sure you're in 4-down territory anymore. How about this? The Pirates, who are about in every game is about a must-win situation, got their game suspended today, 3-3 in the 7th. So they got to finish that tomorrow, then play the regular game, and that makes it tough to sweep.
3rd and 8 at the 35 of Lewisburg. Messina up under center, offset eye behind him, turns, hands it off. Batkowski, student body left, across the 30. The pile keeps moving. He's down near the 26-yard line and very close to moving the chains.
Well, I think they ran the same play they were going to run on 3rd and 3. And now it's 4th and a foot, and they're going to go for it.
You overload that left side again? They've had success.
I wonder if the fullback's going to get it. He hasn't had one all night.
Quick count, handoff. Batkowski follows his fullback and plunges across his back, I believe enough for a first down to the 26-yard line. They needed a foot. Looks like he got about 2 feet.
I was going to say, it didn't look pretty, but I think he got enough. They are, I think they're just going to, I don't even think they're going to measure this, but.
Well, they're stopping it, at least for the moment, to maybe even measure.
They are going to measure it.
Going to give the guys a hydration break to bring the chains out.
So anyway, they always talk about that in baseball, that it's so hard to win a doubleheader. The reason is your good relief pitchers. You know, each team has like the relievers we use when we're winning and the relievers we use when we're losing. And it's hard to use your closer two times in the same day. It's not impossible, but it's tough. And they stripe at a football? He didn't get it. He did not get it by inches. Boy, it looked here like he did. I don't know if he got a bad spot or we're at a bad angle. It's down at the 27-yard line, but Lewisburg's defense with a huge, because there it kind of looked like Montoursville finally had the rhythm going, and they were going to they had a 3rd and 3 and the big procedure penalty that made it 3rd and 8, but it looked like they were going to overcome it. But here, 30 seconds into the second quarter, Lewisburg already up 6-0, and a big bullet dodge, or I don't know, I want to say a bullet dodge. That was just a, bow your neck, make the defensive stand, and you tip your hat to the Green Dragons there. They just came up with another huge one.
4 wide guns set this time for Gower. 1st and 10, his own 27. Throws right, got it complete near the 34-yard line. A gain of 7 on first down, and a catch made by Matt Federaca.
Andy Biber on the tackle again, and Lewisburg still going with the pace. And you're going to see, I mean, at this clip, they're going to put the ball up 25, 30 times because they're going to get, 10, 12 series with the ball.
High snap to Gower. The give coming left is snuffed out immediately as Andrew Newcomb is hitting the backfield. He lost 2 yards. Now brings up 3rd down 5.
And you want to see here now that we're a quarter in, is Lewisburg going to be able to establish any consistent running game? And Montoursville on the other side's got to get the passing game going a little bit. Batkowski doesn't have a big run, but he's got a few 8, 10, 12-yard chunks. Now they got to get some balance.
Gower looks left, throws right into a double team. It's going to be complete. Hit the ground, the ball came out. Federaca's got enough for a first down to the 39-yard line and a gain of 11.
Well, they went trips left, single receiver back to the right side, and that's where they went, to the single side, figuring that the coverage would have to be rolled to the field, and it was. And just like a little 7-yard stop, and he catching for the first down, and Lewisburg still playing fast, up 6-0, 10:30 to go in the second quarter.
4 wide gun set again. Gower looking for an underneath route, nearly intercepted by Curtis Miller. He jumped the route as the pass was intended for Jason Bonner, the tight end.
You can't read that any better than Miller read it. And it was right. I mean, if he didn't put his hands up, it hit him right in the mouth. I mean, it was right there. And it was one of those, it was too easy that he kind of started figuring, what am I going to do with it after I catch it? And a big opportunity there lost for the blue shirts.
Handoff inside left, and that's going nowhere. Maybe a gain of half a yard as Logan Akey, the 5'9", 190-pound senior, gets the give.
I was going to say, Lewisburg's got to keep trying the running game, if for nothing else, to keep working on this clock. But they don't care about the clock as they're going no huddle and snapping each ball about 9 seconds into it. So, this is going to be a long game.
Montoursville making a late defensive substitution. Gower deep in the pocket, loads it up, throws it. Now it's picked off. 45-40, put down near the 36-yard line. Great interception by Logan McKeague.
And there he is. There's the returning starting linebacker. And that was kind of like Miller. I mean, Miller had to step up from the secondary and step in front of the receiver. McKeague just dropping in his typical linebacker drop and just slid right in front of him. And again, he caught that right in front of his face. That wasn't even tough. And good little return of about 10 yards, and Montoursville takes over. 1st and 10 at the Lewisburg 36. Now Montoursville's had enough trips into Lewisburg territory as well, where they've got to come away with some points. You don't get this many opportunities. Well, like I said, in this game, there's still 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. There's going to be a lot of opportunities.
Handoff right side, Batkowski chopped down inside the 35 near the 32-yard line. A gain of 4 on first down brings up 2nd down and 6 down at Central Columbia. Loyalsock and Central deadlocked at 7.
Wow. I didn't think Central was any good.
We have a score from our friends at ScoreStream that says Warrior runs in front of Milton 7-6 in the second quarter. Mifflin County in front of Williamsport 14-0. According to our friends at ScoreStream.
Who did Central lose to last week? Do we know? Do we remember? Massey? Selinsgrove? Bad?
Single wides each way from Messina on 2nd down and 6 from the 32-yard line. Handoff left side, Batkowski ran out of 1 tackle, but he's going to get tackled.
We got a late holding
with
penalty,
too. Jersey type of tackle, pulled down from behind, if you will, and most likely holding at the line of scrimmage on the Warriors.
I mean, it could always be something. It could be face mask, could be hands to the face, but you get it thrown in there, and most often it's holding, and that's what this is.
As they tell you about that, we'll tell you about the new and improved ESPNWinsport.com. You can get all the show host bios. You can get all of the scores. NCAA football, mostly on Saturdays. NFL Sunday scores. And, of course, with Thursday night, you get last night's score, Sunday, Monday, and the like. And you'll also get the Major League Baseball playoff scoreboard, if you will, moving forward. That's all at the bottom of the page, ESPNWinsport.com. You can get live scores as they happen on the right side of the page, and also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook.
Lewisburg had an interesting call there. Do you want to make it like 3rd and 7 or 2nd and 14? And they decided to take the penalty, make it 2nd and 14.
High snap. Bryson wants to throw. Rolls it right, throws underneath, got it complete to Miller at the 30-yard line. So they needed 14. They got 10 of it back. And it sets up a 3rd down and 4 with 8:45 to go in the first half. Lewisburg in front 6-0.
And as we, on the play before, because the holding had taken place 2 yards downfield, it only ended up being an 8-yard holding penalty. But still, they liked their chances better, and it probably ended up being about where it is now, as they got it back to about 3rd and 4. So, Montoursville 3rd and 4, their own 30, and obviously they have 2 cracks at this.
Single wides each way. Messina out of the gun, hands it off, fumble, and who's got the ball? Lewisburg says they do. No word yet from an official.
They got it.
And the pile is still being unfurled, and Montoursville just reacted as if the Green Dragons have it again.
Yeah.
And they do.
When there are about 3 defensive backs standing by the pile, and they pointed. Yeah, they weren't doing that fake jumping up and down hoping point. They pointed once and ran off the field. They're like, yeah, we got it. And that's it. So another turnover from Montoursville is there. Just a big hit right on the ball. And the ball popped out right away. And at least this time for Montoursville, you take these trips into the other team's territory, but if you're going to turn it over at the other team's 32, and at least you leave them with a long field. But still, sooner or later, the Warriors got to crack the end zone here, down 6-0.
Option run to the right. First time tonight we've seen this as Gower kept it. Tried to turn right, Mark, but he didn't get much, maybe a gain of 2.
And again, we've seen with Gower, he's we'll say decently fast. He's not a base stealer. He's not an anchor of a relay. So he's functional in the option, but he doesn't scare the daylights out of you.
Gower hands it off, right side, big hole for Newcomb, and he's going to be dropped just shy of the 40-yard line. So on 2nd and 9, he'll get 6, maybe 7. Sets up third down. Very short now for Lewisburg with 7.5 to go. In the first half, leading 6-0.
And that was one of their best running plays. And just the way Montoursville's handling Lewisburg's run game, you see that Lewisburg's going to have to throw it, and Montoursville's going to get some opportunities to intercept balls and maybe take one to the house or give themselves a short field.
Wraparound handoff goes nowhere. Montoursville was waiting for the give to Logan Akey. So now decision time for Lewisburg. Do you punt it away? And it looks like the punting unit is coming on now on a 4th down and 3 at their own 40.
Oh, look, we're giving out money next to you. Look at that. Hey, while you got your wallet out, give me something good, would you? What are you getting for yourself? Get me one of whatever you're getting.
And now we've got a flag down on the far side. What is this? Lewisburg's clapping.
If it's on Montoursville, it's a first down because it's 4th and 2. And they don't have any 1-yard penalties. And they're running off. Lewisburg's offense is coming back.
Illegal substitution, I believe, is what he signaled. I think he's signaling they got 12 guys on the field, but he gave the wrong call. So now to the 45-yard line and a first down.
We don't know, and his microphone is not working, so we can't get the official announcement from.
It's not the only thing not working tonight. Single wide to the near side left. Twins to the right. Gower hands it off to Newcomb. Right side 45. Tried to cut it back, and he's going to be dropped after a yard gain with the marker down.
There's a flag. Is this the old proverbial makeup call?
Jameson Thomas, there's a flag on the play.
It's on the edge. I was wondering that, if a kid didn't have his mouthpiece in. That would be... we got a hold on the edge for Lewisburg. So they're going to go back here. First and 21, first and 22 because it was in the backfield. But again, not that Lewisburg's trying to take a lot of time off the clock, but the extra 3 plays or whatever could, there's 6.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and that could be the difference whether Montoursville gets one less possession here in the first half. So we'll see. Clockwise, now that they're faced with a 1st and 21, the drive is certainly stacked against them, but we'll see if on the time management if that penalty hurts Montoursville.
1st and 22, their own 34. Gower throws this slant, got it complete. Near the 40-yard line, it's a gain of 6. Tough catch in traffic, Noah Inch.
And
he's coming out.
Well, number 55 from Montoursville came unblocked. Is that Mikey Signer? And Gower got planted. I don't know how you miss him.
He knocked the wind out of him. He's down on his back, writhing on the far sideline. That's not good.
As long as it's just wind. Oh, wind is the worry. Give him 90 seconds and he'll be okay. But until you get that first breath back, there's not a lot of fun.
Twins left, single wide to the right. They're bringing the house. Thrown underneath and incomplete. Intended for Arthur Ramirez, the sophomore. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 15 from the 40 of Lewisburg, moving right to left. They've got a 6-0 lead with 5:51 to go in the opening half.
I think that was Colby Probst with the pressure to kind of make that fall short. Oh, I got to remember, I got to look at this number row and that number row. Can you block these out? You got a marker? A little white out? Are you old enough to buy white out? Do they still card you for that when you try to get it?
That's the keeper method of roster itemization. Pressure coming again. Gower steps away from the first man, but not the second. That's another Wegman sack for Sack. And in on the stop. I believe that's going to be Holden Lodge.
It is Holden Lodge. And, with Gower, I'm sure the coach is talking about ball security. Like, listen, I know you're trying to make plays. There's a point where when you're getting sacked, it's time to just cover it up and find a soft spot. We'll line up and punt it away. But watch with these. Again, Lewisburg right now, their defense has gone with the bend but not break. They've made a couple big plays. They've got a couple turnovers. When you got a 6-0 lead, you don't want to ignite the other team.
That's a drop kick punt. And everybody's yelling fiery. It almost got a Warrior at the 40-yard line. It's still bounding around, and it's going to be touchdown at the 41-yard line. My goodness. Spencer Bartlett went over there and touched the ball down. There are 3 Warriors lucky they didn't touch it.
Well, here's the thing. The kid that got hurt must be the punter because their punter all day was left-footed, and number 21 was right-footed. So I'm guessing the receiver, was it Inch? Is he the punter?
Yeah, and then
is he the one
Fedoraka
that went
came
off?
in and is the backup punter.
So Lewisburg had to go with their backup punter. As you know, remember the last one, he punted it from his own end zone and kicked a 45-yard spiral. This one was kind of the old, this was the infield fly rule. But, you know, it was, again, it's good enough if you're Lewisburg, just catch it, just punt it, just get it off Montoursville at their own 41-yard line. 5:03 to go in the second quarter. And still trailing 6-0, trying to crack the scoreboard. I was looking, are there any early score? The Phillies are losing again. There's a shock. How about this? The Kansas City, it is September. It is September 5th. By the way, Chris Massey, September 5th. What is famous about this day? Cal Ripken tied Lou Gehrig's record 19 years ago today. And that just means we're really, really old. Tomorrow he broke it. Today tied it. This was 21-30.
Would it also mean you're Orioles fans?
Well, we were.
Oh, no, Massey's diehard.
Massey is. How about this? Kansas City Royals come to Yankee Stadium in September, and the Yankees are trying to play spoiler. How about that?
Shotgun snap for Messina, jumped route, picked off 40, 35, 30, near sideline. Fedoraka's going to take it to the house from nearly 41 yards away, and Lewisburg now leads 12-0 with 4:54 to go in the half.
Hey, you talk about jumped it. You know, it was like he was in the huddle. And this is going to be one of the times when the sophomore, I told him it doesn't always go well. Don't let one bad series affect the next series. Don't let one bad half affect the next half. But as Montoursville has struggled to get going here offensively, in kind of a feel it out. I said it was like a hockey game earlier. It seemed like a hockey game. Lewisburg had cracked the scoreboard once and Montoursville hadn't. Now all of a sudden a pick six. Lewisburg lines up for an extra point and a chance to go up 13-0 with 4:54 to go in the second quarter.
Snap is high. The hold is good. Kick on the way. Plenty of leg, but it goes wide left. So it stays 12-0 Lewisburg. 4:54 to go in the first half as they lead here at Montoursville. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. You know, the ones the other guys spend billions of dollars on each year. Want seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to the Fisher Insurance Agency in Williamsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. You'll get a great price to save you money, unbelievable service, and advice from people you can trust. So talk to us at the Fisher Insurance Agency today. Call 570-323-3600. That's 570-323-3600. Or go to FisherAgency.com. We can help you get where you need to be, where you should be, quickly and easily. Go ahead, laugh at those cave people, stunt guys, and bubbly cashiers. Then see for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with you, year after year after year.
Coverage on ESPNWilliamsport.tv, driven in part by Murray Motors. 4:54 to go in the opening half. Deja vu all over again from 2 years ago.
And Lewisburg's a good team. You talked about the seniors that they've come back with, and they haven't had, McKeag with the turnover, with the interception, but Lewisburg hasn't had the big meltdown. And Montoursville has really been sloppy. But as we said, Montoursville's a second-half team, but it would certainly behoove them to cash one in here before halftime.
Passaniti on the kick. Miller out across the 20, the 30, the 35, and put down finally at the 37-yard line. Very nice return for a senior in his own right, Curtis Miller.
Now we'll see how Kiefer handles a sophomore quarterback. And again, it's not like there's a sophomore quarterback and you got a senior backup waiting on the sideline. The backup to him is another sophomore, Nate Ripley. So, he's your guy, and it'll be interesting to see how Kiefer handles this drive and how quickly he is to let the sophomore put it back up after throwing a pick six.
Messina up under center, hands it off. Left side, Batkowski, and Lewisburg's waiting for it. A gain of maybe a yard.
The other thing, I don't think you called Ott's name once. I don't think Lynch has carried the ball yet. So here comes Batkowski's kind of I don't say hobbling off the field, but he's a little, and Jason, the trainer, kind of meets him over on the sidelines. I don't know if he got kicked, if it's an ankle. doesn't look brutal, but he is out, and now Ott is in a halfback.
Great look at it on ESPNWinsport.tv. Everybody in close. They fake the handoff to Ott. Rolling right as Messina throws it near sideline. Caught by Miller for a first down into Lewisburg territory at the 48-yard line.
And there, I don't know if that's because Kiefer wanted to get the kid back on the horse and let him throw one, or because he saw Bukowski hobble off to the sidelines. He's like, well, my go-to guy's not in right now. But they go with a little play-action bootleg, and Bryson responds and hits Miller, and the defensive back went for the ball. Unfortunately, Miller, caught it right by the sideline. The momentum took him out of bounds, or he could have cut upfield and got 10 more.
Miller top side left, single wide, near side of the right, handoff left side. Ott burst out of the seam, 45-40, spun down inside the 37, down to the 36-yard line, make it the 31 before he's finally brought down.
It's funny to me, the mannerisms, how they're so similar between him and his brother. And they don't, when you see them, the Ott brothers, they don't look nearly as strong as they are. I thought Cameron looked fast. I don't think, just looking at Nolan, I don't think he looks as fast as he is. But when he gets in the open field, you see that people have a tough time running him down. So, and he's only a sophomore as well. So Montoursville with a kind of a two-headed monster here for the next couple of years.
Handed off left side. Ott tried to cut it back and ducks under one tackle down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. So a short gain on first down brings up second down, a long 7.5. Talked to Mom and Dad before the game, and both agreed, thanks for Mom's athletic ability.
Exactly. Actually, Dad was a good running back.
That's what he'll tell you.
He wasn't. I played with his dad. He wasn't as good as his brother, and he wasn't as good as either of his kids, but he was still pretty good. No, I'm serious. He was pretty good.
Single wides each way. Offset eye in the backfield. Handoff, Ott left side, inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 6, setting up third down, a short 2. By the way, you better duck leaving the press box.
His grandfather's listening. I know that. Is that him down there? Is he looking up here? They got another little brother who's in 7th grade. I'm not sure if he's as physical or if he's as fast. He can hit a baseball. I'll give you that.
Single wides each way. Messina checking at the line. He's in the gun. Ott to his left. Takes a snap, handed off. Ott right side, weaving his way into traffic. 20-yard line, put down inside the 15, and ahead of steam down to the 11. That's a gain of 12.
Wow, and if you just got here, if this is the first you've watched Montoursville football this year, you'd think, hey, number 30 must be their feature back. As they've just kind of hopped on his back, and Nolan Ott's carried him right down the field. They're almost still no first and goal yet. They're at the 11. 2:20 to go and counting. Montoursville with their full allotment of timeouts, so time is not a factor.
Messina in the gun. Hands it off to Ott left side. 5-yard line, down to the 3, down to the 2-yard line.
I'd never really seen Nolan play until last year in some JV games with my nephew, and I asked my brother how good Nolan was, and he said, just the things. He's stronger than you'd think. He's faster than you'd think. But at the end of the run, he's got that running back's dip of the shoulder, explode into the guy, and he finishes off runs like a running back. You get a lot of guys that are fast that can't finish. And, Nolan can finish. And right there was an example as he saw that he was out of daylight, so he just put his head down and got 3 more.
Single wide right, handed off Ott, right side, stoned at the line. Fell forward for half a yard. It's going to bring up third down about 1.5 feet. By the way, 3:20 to go in the half down at Columbia County. Central in front of Loyalsock, 14-13. The Lancers missed a point after.
Wow, point afters are tough this year. But there's another example of what I was talking about. Is you said Ott got stoned at the line, and he did get stuffed, but he fought through and fell forward, and he showed the strength, and instead of being 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and about 6 inches.
Offset eye, the left of Messina up under center. Kicks a wing in motion right to left. We got movement up front, and I believe Lewisburg jumped.
Yeah, half the distance doesn't go far, but it's going to go far enough to get a first down.
Officials getting it sorted out. It was spotted at the 2, so splitting the difference is going to put it at the 1 and make it a first and goal from the 1. If indeed Lewisburg jumped, the officials picked up the ball, turned toward the goal line, takes 1 step forward, and puts it down at the 1.
And that's good discipline from the Warriors. You're that close. As you said, they kicked a wing in motion. You've got to hold it, and they're jumping on defense, and you've got to hold the count. And a very mature play from the Warriors. However, now the clock's running. We're under a minute. We're at 53. 52. First and goal at the 2-yard line, but they do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Messina up under center, unbalanced line to the right. They go quick set, left side on. He is slapped back to the 5-yard line. Timeout Montoursville with 38.9 to go in the half. We're back after a 30-second timeout on ESPN Radio Williamsport and ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Fast food orders are not for us. Our home cooking is always a must. It's Dolly's Diner. Let's take a trip back in time with the feel of a 1950-style diner. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. At Dolly's Diner, you get hometown service with fresh soup, specialty pancakes, and so much more. Always made from scratch with fresh ingredients. For a carry-out lunch, call 570-326-4223. That's 570-326-4223 for Dolly's Diner, right beside Rita's Ice on the Golden Strip.
Back to Memorial Stadium. Todd Bartley, Mark Messina. ESPNWilliamsport.tv coverage brought to you in part by Web Weekly, a family-oriented publication, webweekly.com.
And a big defensive play with a backer coming right through the A-gap and just untouched inside as Ott didn't have a chance. And you go from first and goal at the 1 to second and goal at about the 4.5. Again, Montoursville down 12-0. But we forgot to mention that. Their point after touchdown defense is now 8 for 8. But here, I mean, a field goal cuts it to 3, or it cuts it to 9. So, I mean, obviously they want to get in the end zone, and we'll see what they do here, second and goal at the 4.
Fullback in motion right to left. Messina hands it off to Ott. He tried to cut it back left to right, stopped again. 3rd down and goal, 32 seconds and counting. No timeout yet.
A little scissor action there in the backfield.
And now the timeout's called with 25.6 to go.
Well, they got to call it. Now you're kind of playing with the fire. We don't want to leave any time for Lewisburg once they get the ball. And you think, we only have 2 plays left, so how much time do we need? But there's always that in the back of your mind. If you get a roughing the passer, if you get a defensive holding, you can get an automatic first down. So if you let all the time run out, the last play, you might get an automatic first down and have 4 new sets of downs, but only 8 seconds to run them with. So there is a little bit of gamble with not taking your timeouts earlier.
If only Central Florida would have used this type of clock management last weekend.
Well, you're not rooting for Central Florida, were you?
I'm just saying, they scored too quick with 1:20 to go.
Well, I mean, that's the danger, but you want to score. So you want to be, it's a double-edged sword. If you score too quick and then you give one up, then everyone thinks you're wrong. But if you dilly-dally too much and you never score. So here when Montoursville is 3rd and goal at the 4, 26 seconds to go, and they still have a timeout.
Messina up under center, Twins to the right. Offset eye in the backfield. Wants to throw. Pressure coming. Throws off his back foot. Got it away too soon. It's incomplete, intended for Miller, as Messina was buried back at the 15-yard line. So now it comes down to 4th and goal at the 4 with 22.2 to go.
I think you kick it. I think you take 3 points, and they're going to do it. I mean, they had a 1st and goal at the 1. They got right there. They run bootleg, and they didn't fool anybody. On 3rd and goal after 2 running plays that went nowhere, Montoursville tried to go play action, and Messina had 3 guys in his face, just got the ball away. And
to his credit, he almost still got it away and got it there on time.
But here with 22 seconds, I mean, I think you just you limp into the locker room, glad to get 3 out of it.
Snap is back, hold is good, the kick, plenty of leg, and it is good for Nick Russo to get Montoursville on the board, trailing 12-3, 19 seconds to go in the first half.
Montoursville, again, as we've said, if you've followed under the Kiefer regime, a much better second half football team than they are in the first half, and Montoursville will get the ball to start the second half. So, but it has been, to say it has been lackluster from the Montoursville side. 3 turnovers I can count, an interception, 2 fumbles. Lewisburg's put the ball, Lewisburg threw a pick, and Lewisburg gave us an opportunity, another pick, and so it's not like the Green Dragons have been stellar, but when it's come time to make a big play, Lewisburg's made them, and Montoursville just hasn't made one yet. So that leaves the 9-point lead as it would appear. It's going to be a 9-point lead heading into halftime. Now, you still have a little bit of strategy here with 19 seconds to go. Lewisburg has 1 timeout. Do you risk kicking it deep and giving them a chance to return it, or do you kind of squib it to midfield and figure they're not going to kick a field goal because they don't have an NFL kicker. So, well, I would be shocked to see. Although Russo can almost kick in the end zone, and if he kicks it to the goal line and beyond, they're not allowed to run it back. So, we'll see what Kiefer decides here. I would assume it's going to be a squib of some sort, and you hope somebody with a number 50-something ends up picking it up and trying to run it back.
Well, Shedleski, the freshman at 5'10", 175, is hovering at the 30-yard line. Russo drills it, and it impales the return man at the 5, far sideline, inch 10, 15, 20, far sideline 30, 35, 40, into Montoursville territory and upended as the ball came out at the 45-yard line. Montoursville says they have it. The official on the far side waving his arms. No possession signal yet. Who's got the ball? That ball,
I guess it's Lewisburg,
came out when his head hit the ground.
Well, if his head hits the ground first, I think that's Russo on the tackle. And you talk about, you said it impaled him. That was a line drive. You can't get a more returnable kick than that. That thing was on him instantaneously. A burst up the sideline, 10.1 seconds ago. Again, they have one timeout, and they're just going to take a knee and call it a day. I got to believe I would be taking a shot. Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know.
Howard takes a snap, takes a knee. That's the end of the first half.
It's gutsy of me to say that I would take a shot with a 9-point lead. I'm sure they're happy to go to halftime. The Green Dragons with a solid first half, and Montoursville here hoping to be the second half team they've been.
Lewisburg in front, 12-3. Back with the first half sounds of the game, presented by the Brickyard Restaurant and Ale House on ESPN Radio Williamsport and ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
somewhere where it's convenient and they can do it right there on the spot? Yeah. Whoa, hold on a second, buddy. I'm just trying to tell you that. Yeah, great, but listen, I'm not done. I'm trying to tell you about Keystone Tags and Title. Keystone Tag and Title is now proudly available at the Tilson Insurance Agency, just outside of Montoursville there, conveniently on the way to the Lycoming Mall. And they've been in business for over 28 years. Hey, listen, do you need insurance? Listen, buddy, you're starting to really get under my skin here. Hey, whatever. Hey, listen, gas workers, if you're here from another state and you need to compare rates for auto, home, and life insurance, Keystone Tag and Title has it. Or maybe you work 90 hours a week and you don't have the time to drive around to multiple locations.
Keystone Tag and Title is now proudly available at the Tilson Insurance Agency outside of Montoursville, conveniently on the way to Lycoming Mall, or at 320 Market Street in downtown Selinsgrove across from Domino's Pizza, and they've been in business for over 28 years.
Downtown Williamsport's newest restaurant is the Stonehouse Wood-Fired Pizza and Pastaria. Have you been there yet? The Stonehouse features a wood-fired oven unlike any around. Pizza is topped with sausage from the country store and our house-made fresh mozzarella. Daily pasta features are made with our house-made pasta. Fresh breads and desserts are made fresh daily by our very own pastry chef. It's local, it's fresh, it's the Stonehouse Wood-Fired Pizza and Pastaria. Open for lunch, dinner, and late night, Tuesday through Sunday on Pine Square in downtown Williamsport, or online at thestonehousepizza.com.
It's not a party until you get your party supplies at C.A. Reed. They're more than just paper. They have everything you need for graduation parties and all the high school and college colors, from paper plates, napkins, to assorted plastic and styrofoam cups, plates, and bowls. C.A. Reed has picnic decorations galore. Everything to pull your party off without a hitch. They even have inflatable coolers. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, C.A. Reed has you covered. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 until 5, or call 570-323-2796. That's 570-323-2796. Located at 416 West 3rd Street in Williamsport. Don't party without C.A. Reed. Marty's Bicycle Shop in Muncie is the place for all your biking needs. Marty's has the best selection of Trek bikes and other top brands in the area, as well as a full inventory of cycling apparel, gear, and accessories. With years of experience in the business, Marty's staff will make sure you get the right bike for your needs. And if repairs are necessary, Marty's is a top shelf service department. For fun, exercise, or elite biking, head to Marty's Bicycle Shop, 160 East Water Street, Muncie, or go online to martysbicycles.com.
Listen up, sports fans. Need a place to watch the big game and get something great to eat without breaking the bank? Kimball's Pub on the corner of 2nd and Clark across from the campus of Penn College is the place to be. Kimball's has $5 Miller Lite pitchers all day Sunday, as well as 50-cent wings from 1 to 5. That's $2 off per dozen. And catch the late game? Kimball's has $2 Coors Light bottles from 8:30 to 10:30. Check out the full weekend specials menu online at kimballspub.com, or check them out on Facebook.
At the break, it is Lewisburg in front of Montoursville, 12-3. Todd Bartley soon to be rejoined by Mark Musina. We normally have our halftime guest from the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, the good doctor, Chris Massey, is normally with us, and he'll slide right over. Normally, we're following you or you're following us. Either way, you always seem to get the best game of the week. Let me do this before you snap something off there, because we're not in studio, and if you do that, then we're going to be down a headset, and then Musina's going to be crying, and nobody needs to see that or hear that. Doc, we've got some amazing numbers from this game tonight from a turnover standpoint, because Montoursville has turned it over more than they did a week ago. And then secondly, the game we had initially penciled but we're not doing tonight, South and Towanda. We knew last week when Montoursville took them to the fourth quarter and final play and everything else, they're very good. They are smacking Towanda tonight.
Yeah, in a way, that loss could end up being a blessing for them. They come into the year with all the hype, and sometimes you got to deal with some adversity to make you better, and they got some right off the bat, being 0-1 and making a major statement tonight against the Towanda team that's pretty good at the AA level.
Here are the numbers that we were just sharing back and forth. 42-0 South, which means winding clock in the second half. Dominic Bragalone, 8 touches, 269 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
And that's and John Peters has a touchdown run too. Matt Boone faked a pitch to Bragalone and scored himself, and he hit Riley Thomas for a long touchdown pass. So South's giving defense coordinators a lot to think about right now. I mean, Bragalone's great, and when these other playmakers step up, I mean, it's pick your poison with South, and that's in a way, him going down last week might have helped him because it gave these other playmakers a chance to show what they can do too.
Coach Eisworth, we both love you. You've seen it the same way. He can rest in the second half.
Yeah, I know he's your money maker. I mean, he makes everything go. He makes the other playmakers around him better. 42-0, call it a night, I think, and he's going to have his chance to put up numbers throughout the season.
Absolutely,
so keep him fresh.
Well, Loyalsock has struggled mightily on the road tonight at Central, but they put together an 80-yard, two-play drive under a minute to take the lead with a two-point conversion. 21-14 Sock leading Central at the break, and they're going to get the second-half kickoff as well.
That's big, and they desperately need that game. I mean, it sounds crazy to say early in the season. It's kind of must-win, but it really is. They can't afford to go 0-2 with the tough schedule that they play.
We got Danville next week.
Yeah, and South in week 4, so they've got to get a win. And Central gives them problems traditionally. They beat them 3 years in a row, so any momentum they could get going into the half there is big. And if they can get a 2-score lead against Central, force them to go their air game, I think that's good news for Loyalsock.
Over on WPTC, Williamsport's hanging tough with Mifflin County, 14-6. They're in the second quarter.
That's a good sign. Mifflin County has pounded them the last 2 years, so I think Williamsport, they've got some good playmakers, which they showed last week. There are a lot of playmakers that are young, so hopefully this is the start of something for them. They're going to take some lumps, I think, this year, but I think there's some good pieces there for them to build around.
These scores are courtesy of ScoreStream. Okay, so these are fans entering scores and our broadcasters entering scores. We've got a score of Southern leading Bloom 28-0 at the half. Mifflinburg is shutting out Danville 26-0 in the third. Jersey Shore shutting out Shikellamy, which is the team that beat Lewisburg a week ago. Shore's in front 20-0 at the break. Warrior Run in Milton deadlocked at 14. Is Hughesville back? They are shutting out Athens 27-0 in the second quarter.
That's a really good win for them. I don't think Athens is what they used to be, but they're still Athens. I thought this game would be a good measuring stick for them. I didn't think you could put much stock in what they did against EJ because EJ's pretty bad, but this is a good statement for them. And with Montgomery next week, they've got a good chance to be 3-0. They've got a lot of playmakers on that team, so I'm not going to officially say they're back, but they're definitely going to be in the mix this year. They definitely have playoff possibilities.
One final question. Earlier this week it was announced on the Tuesday Locker Room show, which you were visibly absent from, that your co-host over here is going to be a Hollywood screenwriter for the second time.
Wow.
You're an author multiple times over with the history of Lycoming County sports. What's with Birch? He hasn't written anything since a paper in college.
He's got to get cracking. I got to get cracking. He's up 2-0 on movie scripts for me, so I guess I got to. If Musina can get a movie deal twice over.
Twice. One's a fiction. One's going to be a nonfiction.
I got to get to work. I got to pick a. I got to close the gap here. His ego's going to get too big.
Well, by the way, for what it's worth, I've actually researched his numbers from back in his playing days. What he tells everybody that they are and what they are in reality, he is telling a fiction.
Usually, you can't really believe a lot of stuff that comes out of his mouth. You take it with a grain of salt.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. Quick note on this game, the team that has trailed at halftime the last 3 times they've played has come back and won, including Montour being down 20-0 at halftime last year. So we'll see, but they've definitely got to pick it up. Lewisburg dominated that first half.
Both teams making their way back onto the field. A technical note to pass along. Fans that are trying to access the .TV, we've melted the server. So many people wanted it, it literally crashed here in our Week 1 debut, which is actually Week 2 of football season, so we'll work on that for next week. You're going to have to wait till the game's over. So as soon as you hear it finished on the radio, give us about 20 minutes or so, and then you can go back to ESPNWinsport.tv and catch it. Thank you, Doc.
My pleasure.
That's Chris Massey of the Winsport Sun-Gazette. You can follow him on Twitter at Doc Massey. You can also follow us on Twitter, ESPN Wilpo 1050. Like us on Facebook. You get the idea. We also have a brand new Facebook page for ESPNWinsport.tv and also our sister station, WPTC FM 88.1, which Ian Catherine, Ron Som are on that call of Williamsport, Mifflin County. When we come back after a 90-second timeout, second half between Lewisburg and Montoursville, Lewisburg in front 12-3 on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWinsport.tv.
coverage of your insurance policies? If you were to lose your automobile, home, or belongings, do you know what coverage you have? Do you know with confidence that you're properly protected? Contact the Girio Agency. Agents Joe and Andrew Girio will meet with you and make sure you fully understand your policy. The Girio Insurance Agency provides outstanding service at an affordable price. The Girio Insurance Agency specializes in home, auto, life, business, and commercial insurance. Call them today at 326-1793 and get a free quote. That's 326-1793. There's no obligation. The Girio Insurance Agency is proud to represent Penn National and other reputable insurance companies. Whether you're shopping for insurance or just want to compare, put experience on your side and go with an A-rated company. The Girio Insurance Agency, located at 521 Market Street in downtown Williamsport. Call the Girio Agency at 326-7.
12-3 Lewisburg getting set for the second half kickoff. We're driven tonight by Murray Motors on ESPN Williamsport.tv. Anthony Passaniti has it teed, kicking right to left for zone 40. Get a good look at the special teams right there.
And this is, we've talked about Montoursville being so explosive in the second half. They better be. If the next score goes to the Green Dragons, look out.
Wobbling kick fielded by Miller on a bounce to 5, near side 10, 15, hash mark to the 20, 25 to the 30, and put down across the 30 at the 31-yard line.
He's done a nice job on every kick return tonight. He's been a little elusive because that got some deep coverage and it took a bounce, and by the time he got it, he was a little bit, shifty and slippery to get it back out to the 31-yard line, and that's plenty of starting field position. You can't start at the other team's 47 every time, but starting at the 31 is certainly enough. We'll see if Montoursville came up with the magical adjustments at halftime again and trying to get this offense rolling.
First and 10, their own 31, moving left to right. Messina hands it off. Batkowski, who was injured late in the first half, back in the game, gets the first carry and dives ahead for maybe a yard. That's the look from Sean Lohner's camera. You just saw John Mockham's look. Nick Caringi's in the truck, literally.
Who?
Running the show. Nick Caringi.
The Nick Caringi?
The Nick Caringi.
The legend. The man, the myth. What are you, pulling dead bugs off my microphone?
Absolutely. You don't want to ingest that.
High protein.
Each way. Messina throws it underneath, got it complete, and a knee goes down at the 32-yard line after the catch made by Wyatt Entz. Third down and long.
Squared the tight end out in the flat. Wyatt caught it, tried to turn up the field, and lost his footing, and it ends up Montoursville's kind of gone nowhere fast. They got a 3rd and 8, a minute into the third quarter. Again, not that this is a huge play, because Lewisburg has had very little success running the ball. So it's not like they can grind out the clock and shorten this game in the second half, or you wouldn't think so. But, again, as I mentioned, down 9 already. It's 2 scores. If the next score goes to Lewisburg, Montoursville's going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Single wides each way on 3rd down and long. Throws it high, far side left, and a flag comes down at the 40-yard line, and the intended target for Montoursville, slow getting up. Again, they try to hit Entz on the far side left, and I believe they're going to call defensive pass interference.
Yeah, he got there early. The ball was high. Karshner went up, and he got a shoulder pad in the back too early, and the official on the far sideline threw it immediately. And there, no big. We would love some water. Who cleaned these? Did you wash this yourself? Has this been through an official dishwasher? No? Where'd you get it?
It's live TV, Mark.
Oh, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. Now, don't worry about the rest of them. I'll be good.
So from 3rd down and 8.
That's a first down, right? Well, it's a 10-yard penalty.
They're going to march it off.
And
it's
it was
enough
3rd
for
and 7.
Down.
So I don't know if it's an automatic first down, but it's 10-yard. Oh, it's 15-yard penalty. Oh, there you go. Even better.
Doc, do you remember the conversation we just had about nonfiction and fiction? He did it again.
What? What'd I do?
Numbers.
Oh.
Twins near side of the right, empty left. Messina in the pistol. He's got Batkowski to his right. Hands it off. Batkowski has midfield now to Lewisburg's 47-yard line. A very nice gain on first down.
Now, here's what just happened. Some nice little high school student from Lewisburg just comes up to the press box, hands me a green water bottle that says Sun Ortho Group. It says Green Dragons on it. Oh, I didn't notice that. She says, "Here's water. If a stranger gave that to my kids and my kid tried to drink it, I'd rip it out of their hand. Like, how do I know what's in there?"
Twins right, single setback, and Bukowski's going to be dropped in the backfield. Back at midfield, a loss of 3 is going to bring up 3rd down, a long 8.
You wonder here, Montoursville's kind of trying to pop number 22 and get Bukowski into the open field, but Lewisburg is certainly improved and playing solidly against this run game. You wonder if Montoursville's next option is, A, go back to Ott, who seemed to have the hot hand, or B, do we come out throwing on 1st down and try to throw it to set up the run? Because the run to set up the throw hasn't been working because we can't get the run going.
Twins right, empty left. Messina wants to throw. Near shot of the right. He overshot Entz at the 35-yard line, and he was open.
The problem is that's on the near hash mark, and they wanted to go right, apparently, because he's right-handed. But with these high school wide hash marks, it doesn't give you a lot of field to send 3 receivers into the boundary. And as it turns out, it falls incomplete. And with 9:20 to go, Montoursville at least moved it thanks to the penalty, got the ball to the 49-yard line of Lewisburg, and it should leave the Green Dragons with a long field.
Low snap. Bryson kicks it opposite, which is going to mean middle of the field, takes a bounce right, and it's going to start spinning back. Montoursville finally picks it up on special teams near the 25-yard line.
And there you see that some of the inexperience. They talk about the young team. The ball's rolling the wrong way, and Montoursville has people around it letting the ball roll. Now, it probably cost them 1.5 yards in reality. But still, you get the ball going backwards. And just the inexperience. It's still only week 2, and we keep talking about, oh, what a big win week 1. I was talking to Brian DeSanto, a long-time Montoursville legend and a long-time assistant coach. I'll finish after this play.
Shotgun snap for Gower. Throws it far side of the right. Got to complete the inch, and he is quickly brought down near the 25-yard line. A gain of 1 yard brings up 2nd down and 9.
I think it was Bukowski again on the stop in perfect coverage. And but I said to Brian, we keep talking about how we beat Southside. In touchdowns, they beat us 6-5. So if we were playing them in the Sandlot, they would have won. But because of the kicking difference, we ended up winning by 2.
Gower in the gun again. Throws it underneath. Batted ball. Nearly picked off the 30-yard line. Instead, it goes incomplete. It brings up 3rd down and 9.
And that's what I'd said in the first half. Since Lewisburg seems like they have to throw it a lot, there's going to be shots for Montoursville secondary to make plays. That's a high missile that the receiver got a hand on, and it got tipped up. But unfortunately, it didn't get tipped up near anyone and falls harmlessly to the turf for the Green Dragons. But here they are, 3rd and 9 at their own 25-yard line.
4 wide gun set, receiver in motion. They go jet sweep near side left and rip down near the 25-yard line is Arthur Ramirez.
And there's Entz on the end over here, and he is just big and strong and fast. And it's hard to hook him, but he can also run you down. And he's your prototypical defensive end, and Entz is going to cause a lot of people blocking problems. And Montoursville's defense forces the quick 3 and out. Now we're going to see how deep we go on this punt. And is this the lefty again? This looks like the lefty again. But we got to make sure that we're not letting these punts drop in front of us.
Inch to punt it away. Fair catch signal and catch made by Bukowski at the 40-yard line.
And that was well done because the coverage was right there in front of him. But he stepped up and made the catch. And Montoursville's second series, the exchange of series, they gained 9 yards. They started the last drive at the 31. This drive they start at the 40. We are 4 minutes into the third quarter. Montoursville still looking for their first pop in the end zone. Again, the field goal, though, the late field goal in the first half means they only need 2 scores. They don't need 2 touchdowns. So they need a touchdown and a field goal. And the way they can kick, that doesn't seem all that unmanageable. And they have moved the ball. It's not like they haven't got into Green Dragon territory. They just haven't been able to punch it in.
Messina hands it off left side. Bukowski spins his way, and he's going to be brought down near the 43-yard line. So a gain of 3 on first down, under 8 minutes to go in the third. It remains a 12-3 Lewisburg lead.
Well, and here, Messina just comes out. Ott goes in, so they're going Wildcat. You wonder, too, here. I mean, Miller's a baseball player, but so's Ott. You kind of wonder why Miller is the Wildcat quarterback because he's not that experienced of a runner.
Bukowski on the fake of the jet sweep, and they tackle Miller for a loss at the 40-yard line. A loss of 3, 3rd and 10.
You know, most teams, they go to a running back. Or if you've got that, that backup quarterback like Smith did for years in the NFL with the Eagles and then the Jets, and then, Cribbs, who was a quarterback in college. But, Montoursville's bringing a wide receiver, essentially, in to run the Wildcat. And, he can throw it if you need to, but, of course, I'd be shocked if Montoursville's ever going to throw it out of that formation. So it's interesting to see the personnel usage, but no matter how you slice it, now they've got 3rd and 10 at their own 40.
Twins right, empty left. Pistol again for Messina. Looking right, throws right, and it's going to be caught by Miller. Inbounds 45, stepped out of a tackle, and he's put down just shy of the 49.
I'll tell you, that's a pass that he's not very open for a 5-yard gain. He spins off, and he makes it a 9-yard gain. It's 4th and 1 at your own 49. Do you punt it or do you go? And the way they've been running the ball, but you're down, Kiefer's going to call timeout and think about it. He's going to call timeout. Montoursville uses and this is a big play. It is 4th and 1.5 at your own 48.5. If you get stuffed, obviously you've lost the field position battle, but somewhere in this second half, this is Montoursville's second possession of the second half, they've gotten 1 first down, and it was on a pass interference. They have not earned a first down yet. So you're figuring, hey, we got to get going here sooner or later because we're down 9 midway through the third quarter, but you're also thinking 1.5 yards is not a given for us. We've struggled a little bit, but I can't believe Kiefer's going to burn a timeout to then punt. So now that he's done this, I got to believe they're going to run a play. Miller comes off onto the sidelines. Are they going to go with a jumbo unit? Now that they've taken number 1 out, and he's your slot. I'm looking for Carr. I think they're going to go with about 7 tight ends.
You got Karshner in there. You got Ensign there. Now you bring an extra fullback and Mitchell Rothrock in there.
They've got the blocking slot, so they're going to kick him in motion, and they're going to run off the left tackle.
Offset eye behind Messina, 4th and 1 yard near midfield. Handoff left side, and spun down for a first down into Lewisburg territory is Bukowski. They needed 1, they got 3.
Kicked in motion off the left tackle. And that's a big play from Montoursville. That is really a big. But if you're Lewisburg right now, you're saying, hey, congratulations, you got a first down. You're still 49 yards away from the end zone, and we really like the way our defense is playing. It took you 4 plays to get 11 yards. We'll take those chances. So we'll see if Montoursville can build off the momentum here or if the Green Dragons just buck up again.
Messina in the gun. Single wides each way. Bukowski right up the middle. 45 stumbles. 40 still on his feet. Got a block to the outside. 35-30. 25-20. 15-10. And he's blasted out of bounds down near the 5-yard line.
And there's the burst that they've been waiting for. 1st and 10. You get that first down. I said the drives don't really start till you get 1 first down under your belt. And he goes all the way to the 6. But Montoursville was here before. Remember, Montoursville had 1st and goal at the 1. 43-yard gain, is that what you're telling me?
That's what the doctor said. He's the one that can count.
What does he know?
1st and goal at the 6.
He's still not sure who's going to win the American League East.
Single wide to the right. Rothrock, the fullback, in motion right to left across the formation. Messina takes a snap, wants to throw, looking left, got his man, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Intended for that far corner. I believe he tried to hit Nick Christ again, who had a big night a week ago.
I'll tell you what, Rothrock went in motion and was out in the flat, and they had 1 guy covering 2, and I didn't catch the number, but he did a great job because he kind of went with Rothrock to the pylon, and then he read the quarterback and recovered from the pylon, from the front pylon to the back pylon, and probably if Montoursville had to do it over again, they just didn't get enough separation between the receivers. But somebody was out there on an island for the Green Dragons and defended it well.
Miller's back in the game. We got movement. We got a high snap, and now they're going to kill the play on 2nd and goal from the 6. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 11.
Well, and keep this in mind again, as this is certainly not what Montoursville wants, but down 9, they're well within field goal range. And even if they come away from here with a field goal, they've put themselves in the position where 1 play gives them a win. So sure they want to get in the end zone, but they've done enough. And defensively, Montoursville's played well. They gave up a couple big pass plays, maybe two. One of them ended up for a touchdown, but the other score for Lewisburg was a pick six. So it's not like the Green Dragons are moving the ball up and down the field, and here we are. They still stay Wildcat.
Twins right, single wide left, high snap. Miller's going to keep the whole way. 10, and inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and goal now from the 8. They align it far left hash.
And now if you want to, with all the roll and the trips to the right, and you got to right. Oh, they got a clock stoppage. Someone's down from Montoursville. It looks like a lineman.
And with the injury timeout, we'll pause for 60 seconds on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
I'm a class 1 hitch holding a class 3 load, and I just snapped. So now your trailer full of 4-wheelers is going off-roading without you. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem, like me.
For a free quote, call Montoursville Allstate agent Mark Tilson today. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company.
As an active person, you might try ignoring a painful injury. But why? Quick treatment can lead to quick recovery. At Susquehanna Health Sports Medicine, our doctors make every effort to see you within 2 days, then assuring you of their personal care at each visit. Don't let an injury keep you from the active life you enjoy. Susquehanna Health Sports Medicine. Call 800-321-2946.
Well, the good news is Kyle Lynch of Montoursville, as you can watch him come across the screen now on ESPNWilliamsport.tv. He will come off under his own power.
Now, here's my stupid question tonight. You're going to be able to tell how many people watch this, right? Because it's online. You can get all those.
Yes.
So tomorrow, if there's like 3 people, you'll be able to know.
I can already tell you from the volume of text messages and emails I'm getting, there's more than 3 that have attempted to even log on.
Okay.
From your house.
I'm just asking. My wife checked, but then when she saw that I wasn't on screen, she turned it off.
3rd and goal from the 7. You've seen a bootleg to the right. Throws, got it complete. Inside the 5, taking on 2 tacklers at the 2-yard line. I believe, again, they hit the big tight end across the middle down at the 2-yard line.
That is ends.
And it is very close
now you
to
got
the goal line.
Now you've got a decision. You got 4th and goal at the 1, and you are at the 1. So do you kick the field goal and make it a 1-score game, or they're going with the jumbo package?
And they're going to try that. Here comes Chris back in the game.
They're going to try to slam it in. Again, there's still 4:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. There is a lot of game, and if you get stuffed, Lewisburg has it at their own 1-yard line. So, but if you do get stuffed, you're still down 2 scores. We'll see what happens here, 4th and 1.
Karshner wide to the right. They kick Rothrock in motion again right to left. The turn, the give, left side. Bukowski tries to squirt his way in. He's in. Touchdown. It's now 12-9. Lewisburg with 4:28 to go in the 3rd on a 1-yard plunge by Keith Bukowski.
That was not a quick developing 1-yard plunge. He kind of got there, kept his feet tapping, and kind of leaned forward. And he's not all that big, so he doesn't got a lot of lean. But it was enough. And it was ugly, and it took 4 downs a couple times on that drive. But Montoursville finally cracks Pater, and I said the first score of the 3rd quarter is going to be big, and the Warriors got it.
Snap is back. The hold by Messina is good, and the kick is through. 4:28 to go, 3rd quarter, brand new ball game. It's now Lewisburg 12, Montoursville 10. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
We hear them every day. Radio ads. Some are corny, some are serious, some just don't make any sense. This is what I've got for you today. It's football season and everyone has a TV. So where are you going to watch the game? Home with your nagging wife? Sorry, Katie, I love you. A friend's house with the screaming kids? Or the Brickyard Restaurant Ale House, where we've got 11 TVs, the Sunday ticket, plus all day Sunday we've got big beers for a little price, $5 nachos. Have you been to the Brickyard lately? It's time you got downtown and checked out what's on tap. It's football season.
Nick Russo has it teed up right behind the Web Weekly logo, family-oriented publication, serving more than 58,000 homes here in Lycoming County each and every week. Russo's got it teed. He'll kick it left to right in a brand-new ball game. 12-10 Lewisburg in front. Spinning, high kick, fielded on a hop by Noah Inch. Returns it right, 15-20, 25-30. Head of steam out across the 35. Finally dragged out from behind at the 41-yard line.
That's a good little weaving return there. Lewisburg's had a couple of those. When Montoursville looks at kick return, both teams have returned kicks very well, and both teams' kick coverage has left a little bit to be desired. But Lewisburg with a very good starting position here. But again, only up 2. 12-10, 4:19 to go in the third quarter. And they've been decent offensively, more through the air than on the ground. I think their biggest run play's been about 8 or 10 yards. So can Lewisburg get the momentum here back?
Gower in the pistol. Extended handoff coming near side left and going nowhere. Blown up is Arthur Ramirez right at the line of scrimmage.
And you see this at every level of football. I think if you're Lewisburg right now, you've got to stay aggressive because there's 16 minutes of game left. And, now you're going into a huddle. Now you're trying to run clock when this is not what you do. Their only hope to move the football, I think Lewisburg's going to have to score again to win. I don't think they're going to win 12-10. And the only hope for them to move the football, or the best hope, is to put the ball up. And if they just try to grind it into these Warriors, I think that's playing into Montoursville's hands.
Single wides again each way, right up the middle, and a good gain for Arthur Ramirez near midfield, very close to a first down, I believe about a half-yard shy, brings up third down a yard. That was right up the A-gap.
And then, of course, they pounded up the middle for 8 yards. So 3rd and 1 here, and this is a huge, as they're going no huddle now, a huge conversion for Lewisburg.
Gower on the keeper, and I don't know if he got it.
He got a good spot from the guy on the other side. He must have rolled off second effort, and he did. It's a first down.
So they'll move the chains just into Montoursville territory by a nose. And a great look at it on ESPNWaysport.tv. As soon as we're done, give us about 15, 20 minutes. Game will be loaded. You can check it out at ESPNWaysport.tv.
Oh, you mean this isn't live?
Oh, we're live to here. We're live to the radio. The server has crashed. So many people wanted to get on, they crashed the server.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So that answers your earlier question.
Okay.
You're in demand. Not yet on demand. You're in demand. Twins left, single wide to the right. Gower wants to throw. Zips it down the middle. Incomplete. Overshot his intended target, Arthur Ramirez.
I was going to say, it was high. Ramirez went up. Ramirez, who's not a very big guy, went up. I don't know if it went through his hands because you kind of leave your feet in the middle of the field and you're afraid you can feel that helmet going right into your rib cage or into your knees and flipping you on your back. Either way, I don't know if he gator-armed it or didn't see it or whatever, but it's through his hands and it's 2nd and 10.
Gower in the gun, Twins right, single wide left. Looked like the slot was off early. And a catch is going to be made out across the Montoursville 45 down to the 44-yard line. So a gain of 6 brings up a 3rd down, manageable 4. They're under 8 to go in the 3rd at Central Columbia. And now a 28-20 score, courtesy of P.D. McDonald.
Nice. So Central's hanging around. Central was up early, then Lewisburg went up 2 touchdowns. Now it's back to Loyalsock. Yeah, Loyalsock went up 2 touchdowns. Now it's back to a 1-score game. 3rd and 4 here for Lewisburg at the Montoursville 44.
Gower throws it far side of the right, tight window, and a tight catch made in traffic on that far side to move the chains, hauled in by Matt Federaca.
That's the same play they just ran twice in a row. Just hitting the wide out on the old 5, 6, 7 yard stop. Just run down, stop. I'm going to pin it on your chest. And that's all you need. And the good kick return to the 40, successive first downs. Now, even if this drive stalls, we got 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, Lewisburg's going to punt it and leave Montoursville with the entire length of the field.
Gower wants to throw again, far side, right into traffic out of that trips formation's got it complete down to the 34-yard line. So a short gain of 3 brings up 2nd down and 7 Again, Federica, his favorite target.
And that's, there's their running game right there. Because that's it's not 5, but that's a 4-yard gain. If you hand the ball off right tackle and you get that much on first down, you're very happy with it. So you just take the shotgun snap, go 3-step drop, and pin it on his chest, and there's your run play.
Gower again takes a high snap, pressure coming, sacked right up the middle, back to the 45-yard line. Nobody blocked Kyle Lynch. That'll go as a Wegman sack for sack. $10 more to the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank.
And they went with the double move on the far side. They figured we've picked it enough, and now when we pump it short, they're going to bite and we're going to beat you deep. The problem is they didn't have time to get the pass off, and it goes from 2nd and 5.5 to 3rd and 14. But still, they've done enough. They're at the Montoursville 42. They've changed field position, and as long as something bad doesn't go for Lewisburg, they left Montoursville with a big field.
Gower in a gun, loads it up near side left, juggle dropped. Federica, the intended target at the 30-yard line. It's broken up, and now with 45.5 seconds to go in the third, it remains a 12-10 Lewisburg lead and a punting situation now for Lewisburg, trying to pin Montoursville deep in their own territory.
Absolutely. Miller with the good coverage there. And but as we said, Lewisburg did enough. And they're going to punt it away. The ball's spotted at the Montoursville 42, so you figure they're probably going to start inside their own 20. And it's not like the Montoursville offense has been a finely tuned machine, so.
Wobbling snap. Inch hangs this punt high and inside the 10, takes a Montoursville bounce back toward the 15. And then it's going to be down right on the 10-yard line.
Yep, it's at the 10. So you'll take that every time if you're Lewisburg. Montoursville, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter, trailing 12-10, and now they take over at their own 10-yard line. But again, they did use one of their timeouts. So as we head to the fourth quarter, Montoursville will only have one timeout left. But a lot of game left. They've got a really, really talented kicker, and they're only down 2. So now Montoursville's in the position where they're losing in the fourth quarter, but they're far from desperate. They need one score. They need one trip inside about the 25-yard line.
Twins right, Messina in the pistol. 1st and 10 is zone 10, moving left to right. Lewisburg shows blitz, handed off Bukowski right up the middle. 10, 15, got a block outside of the 20. Near sideline, 25, 30, 35, and shouldered out of bounds near the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 32 on first down.
I was going to say, if you're Lewisburg, that Montoursville's not throwing it back from their own 10. They're going to run it, try to give themselves a little breathing room, and if nothing else, get to the quarter. Well, there's your breathing room and then some, a 32-yard burst. And that was very reminiscent of the play that went down to the 6-yard line the other way, kind of spread the field, single back, and go with the burst up the middle, and Bukowski's really bailed him out here in the second half as they've got this ground game going a little bit.
Single wides each way. Messina hands it off. Bukowski again up the middle, 45, and dives out across the would-be tackler near midfield, and that should do it for the third quarter. And indeed, J.C. Kiefer says, let's take the 12-10 deficit to the fourth quarter.
And Montoursville, they're still not, they're getting better, but they did enough there. They won the third quarter. Now if they go win the fourth quarter, they're going to win the football game.
We head to the fourth quarter. Lewisburg 12, Montoursville 10 on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Well, the end of summer savings are on where it all started. Fairfield Ford, the Automall Montoursville since 1986. And Rick Quigley, I'm looking at the prices of these cars. A huge selection of late model Fords at great savings.
That's right, Gary. Both our Ford locations, we have all our Focuses, Escapes, and Fusions all on sale, all pre-owned, all low mileage, loaded up. We've got leather, we've got sunroofs, chrome wheels, four-wheel drive. You name it, we got it. It's all on sale. Right now is the time to buy.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I'm looking at this Fusion. Is that price right?
That's right, Gary. $11,795. SEL with leather, sunroof, loaded up. We've got a great selection, all at great prices right now.
And, big numbers on these cars. How many do you have right now, Fusion?
Right now we've got over 30 Fusions, over 30 Escapes in stock, and I think 25 Focuses, all on sale.
Check it out today. End of summer. Great Ford savings now. The Automall Montoursville, Fairfield Ford. Make it Fairfield for fair deals.
Start of the fourth quarter, very entertaining game here at Memorial Stadium in Montoursville. Homestanding Warriors trail 12-10. ESPNWilliamsport.tv coverage driven in part by Murray Motors. Right there off the Hughesville exit. Can't miss him.
You could.
Actually, I have a couple times.
By the way, oh, never mind. We don't have time. We got to start here. I got a story for you here coming up.
Messina into pistol, single wides each way. 2nd and 3, his own 49, hands it off again right up the middle, and Bukowski into Lewisburg territory for a first down and put down at the 47-yard line.
What are you doing Sunday afternoon?
Really?
If you had any guts at all, you would put on your Browns jersey, show up at Buffalo Wild Wings, and watch that Browns-Steelers matchup.
Okay. Are you buying?
No, I got a football game.
Single wides each way. Messina in the gun. Sidecar to his right, handed off Bukowski into the center of the line. He'll cross the 45 and be put down to the 42-yard line. This is really a nice drive from Montoursville. Not in a big hurry. Early stages of the fourth quarter, down by 2. No rush here.
Well, it's been an easy drive, too. They're taking the snap out of the shotgun set. They're handing the ball to number 22. And then they let him run, and then they come back to the huddle, and they take the ball out of the shotgun set, and they hand it to number 22, and then they let him run. And
you take the pick 6 off the board, it's 10-6 in favor of Montoursville.
Wow, that was good mathematics there.
I learned from the best. That would be you.
Oh, very good.
Second down and 6 from the 42, moving right to left. Single wides each way. Messina taking a long time in the offensive line area, hands it off left side. That's going nowhere.
And I was just thinking, and here they go out of the shotgun. They go under center to the pro eye.
And Bukowski
stops. And it goes nowhere. Now you're at the 42-yard line. You've got third and a long 5. Yeah, maybe third and a real 5. Are you in 2-down territory? You're down 12-10. There's 10.5 minutes to go in the game. You're at their 42. Do you run it here and try? Do you feel like you got to get it on this play? Or if you come close, do you have the guts to go for it from their 38, 39, or do you have to punt if you're short?
Not quite center of the field, closer to the far hash than the near hash. So everybody spread out, single wides each way. Eye set behind Messina. 3rd down and 6 at the Lewisburg 42. Fakes it right, rolls it right, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended along the far right sideline, I believe, for Cole Karshner. And now on 4th down and 6, the 42.
I think
here comes the punting unit.
I think you got to punt. They were trying to sneak Lynch out into the flat, and he was well covered. So then they had to go downfield. Because with the 3rd and 5, they were hoping that they were going to get enough run blitz or enough run pressure that the fullback was going to sneak out uncovered, where you could just dump it to him and he could turn up the field.
Now they've come after him a couple times on these punts, and the last snap was not the strongest thing we've ever seen.
Well, and here's the other thing. There's no better spot in the field to run a fake punt. If you've got one and you think it's going to work, you're going to see it here.
Snap is head high, and Messina spins this punt inside the 15, takes a sideways bounce back toward the 20-yard line. Montoursville is all over it. Now down it just outside the 15-yard line.
God, this is like a tennis match now. We're not really trying to just place the ball in where they're going to be able to get to it, but they're not going to be able to rip a winner past you. So Montoursville kind of they punted it to the 10, give Montoursville a long field. Montoursville directional punts it to the 15, gives Lewisburg the wrong field. And here, both teams have responded enough offensively. They've been able to move the ball enough to change field position and give the other team the long field, and now the challenge is back to the Green Dragons, because if they go 3 and out here, Montoursville is going to take over in very good field position. Lewisburg's got to move the ball.
Twins left, single wide to the right, pressure coming, ball came out. Somehow it's caught at the 10-yard line. 15, spun around to the 20, still on his feet, 25-30, 35-40. Here comes Logan Akey up the near right sideline and finally pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Somehow, Mark, he gained 29 on what should have been a pick.
One of the craziest plays you'll see, as the snap was high, which threw off everything. And Gower it is a disaster. And the ball comes out, and that's where you thought this thing's going to get tipped up, and a lineman's going to come down with it, and some big guy's going to rumble into the end zone. Well, it ends up, the running back comes down with it, spins through a tackle. Next thing you know, he's got a 33-yard gain.
Twins left, single wide to the right. They throw it in the far side flat for Arthur Ramirez. Still on the move near midfield, put down just shy at the 49. A gain of 5 sets up a long 2nd down and 5, and now with this quick passing game, Lewisburg's on the move again.
Ramirez made a nice little move there. He's only a sophomore. He caught it, put his foot in the ground, came up the field, and got a nice 6-yard gain.
We got to show the boss the
Don't
pretty
talk to her.
pictures.
She's not been very pleasant today. Don't talk to her.
Twins near side of the right. Gower in a gun. Wraparound handoff coming near side right. Running out of a tackle is Akey again. 40-yard line. 35-30. Breaking away. 25-20. Foot race to the 15. 10. 5. And finally ripped down at the 3-yard line. Logan Akey finally stopped near the goal line by Nate Ripley.
Wow, and he got a handful of jersey. That was it. That's like the old horse collar, except he didn't get the shoulder pads. He showed a little bit of a burst. 33 doesn't look like he could outrun anybody. But you get him in the open field, and he is not slow. Don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. Don't talk. She's not winning any congeniality.
There goes your Wall of Fame nomination from the boss.
I'm on it. I'm on it. She might be able to take it down,
yeah.
but she can't deny it. I'll go in. They'll be like newspaper over it.
Absolutely. Maybe some whiteout, new mustache.
Nice.
There you go. Handoff up inside, and Lewisburg's knocking on the door here down to 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal at the 2.
And again, a touchdown puts it back to a 9-point game, and Montoursville would need 2 scores. So the defense, really, I mean, it was just a couple seconds ago that we punted it and pinned him at the 15-yard line. Just an unbelievably fluky play, and then a nice play. And the next thing you know, Lewisburg's knocking on the door, 2nd and goal at the 3.
Gower's got Akey behind him. Twins right, single wide left. They hand it off to Akey left side. Bounced off 1, bounced off his 2nd, put down by the 3rd near the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal from a yard.
I know this isn't how you call plays, but right now I'm looking at number 33 and saying you earned it. I'm going to give you the ball as much as you want it because you've gotten us here. And I'm going to hand it to you twice, and you can pound it in. Did they just take him out?
Jose Rosa checks in. Checking out was Noah Inch.
Okay, yeah, but Akey's in the backfield.
Now they're going full house backfield. Sidecars each side of Trent Gower and a back behind him. Turns, rolls it right. Wants to throw, got a man open in the end zone. He dropped it along the back line of the end zone. That ball was flat out dropped by Jason Bonner.
Now, if you're Lewisburg, this is an extra point. Do you kick it and give yourself a 5-point lead to make Montoursville score a touchdown, or do you go for it knowing a score gives you you need to make the extra point, which they haven't yet.
They're going for it.
Or even if you miss, you've left Montoursville with a 98, 97-yard field, and they are going to go.
Federaca near side right along the sideline. Turns, hands it off, left side, pushing the pile is Arthur Ramirez, and he's in. Touchdown, Lewisburg. It's now 18-10 Lewisburg with 7:23 to go.
And here, if you're Montoursville right now, you're thinking we need a missed extra point. What are the odds of that? Well, so far on the season, 0 for 8. They are 0 for 8. The Montoursville's opponents in kicking extra points. Now, he pounded the last one. He just yanked it. The first one got blocked. The second one, he just missed. But this would be a big one to make it a 2-score game with 7:23 to go.
Let's come on, and that is a line drive that is just inside the left upright and good. 7:23 to go. It's now 19-10. Lewisburg in front of Montoursville back in 60 seconds on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Number 22, Keith Batkowski.
Anthony Passaniti pounds his kick to the 1-yard line. Miller right up the middle. 20, 30, 35, and ripped down from behind at the 36-yard line.
Trent Henger, the quarterback defensive back, with a big tackle there, as you're right. Miller took it from the 1, and again, in high school football, ball goes in the end zone, and you can't run it out. So he caught it at about the 1.5, got a good head of steam, got to the 35-yard line, but Henger with the tackle, and Montoursville now at their own 36-yard line, 7:16 to go in the fourth quarter, trail by 9.
Twins right, Messina in the gun, sidecar to his left. Pressure coming from his right side. He rolls that way. Pressure picked up. And the pass is going to go incomplete. Intended far right side, I believe, for a releasing Wyatt Entz, but everybody was covered up, 2nd down and 10. The incompletion, by the way, stops it with 7:10 to go.
I think that was an incompletion intended to avoid the sack is what I think it was, because I'm not sure. Look at, do you see how I caught that mosquito with my tray? Oh, pretty nice move, isn't it? And Montoursville now, you got to believe they are no more punts. Unless they just have 4th and a mile. 7:10 to go, down 2 scores. They got to go now.
Bakowski is buried in the backfield, nearly taking a handoff from him. For Lewisburg was Trey Delbar. Talk about reading your keys.
He's a sophomore. I'll tell you, we kept talking about, or we'd heard about, I should say, all these returning senior starters, which they have a bunch. But we've also called the names of some kids in 10th grade here, which certainly bodes well. And Trey Delbaugh is one of them.
So you want to be 1-1 if this score holds with 6:35 to go. Twins right. Delay handoff. Bakowski near side left, 35, 40, 45, and very close to a first down. And he'll have it up at the 47-yard line.
What a call. The draw.
They came right back to it.
He needed 13. He got about 13 and a half. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And Montoursville with that ever so important drive starter.
If the scores hold that we have right now, South would be 1-1, Sauk would be 1-1, Montoursville, if the score holds, would be 1-1, Lewisburg 1-1. Are you serious going into week 3?
Apparently.
This area is loaded this year. Better come ready to play on a Friday night. Messina throws it right down the middle. Got it complete for a first down near the 40-yard line to Miller.
And that
he got a horrible spot.
I was going to say, he had, Kiefer will take the 2nd and an inch. But you're right. That is a horrible. Are they going to measure? No. See, Kiefer thought it was a first down.
So did I.
And then, now they're going to stop it. Now they're going to give him some time to think here. What are they going to do?
He was past the 40-yard line, came back to catch it. Now the officials eyeing it up on the near side, and they may call in the change to measure.
They're going to call it. So here.
Well, now we're going to have an argument in the press box. The official stopped it with 6:06 to go.
The official's standing on the football. Of course.
And now the chains are coming from the far side to measure if this is a first down.
Jack Callahan there, Montoursville legend on the backside of the chain gang. Been working the chain since 1967.
He's short. He's short by a football.
And Kiefer will take that. 2nd and a foot at the 42.5-yard line, 6:06 to go down. Because this gives you all kinds of options. You can run it and just take the first down and move the ball along. You can take a couple shots because, as I said, this is 4 down time. There's no more punts.
By the way, before everybody blows up Twitter, Facebook, and starts sending me emails again, I'm not throwing the officials under the bus. All I'm telling you is when the kid caught it, and you can see it on a replay again,
spot.
He looked like he was on the 40 coming back toward where the ball is now spotted.
He was about at the 36. You'll write that, won't you, Massey? That's a terrible spot. That's your headline.
Twins to the right, empty left. 2nd down a yard at the Lewisburg 43-yard line. Deep drop. They want to go middle screen. Near side left, Bakowski can't come up with it cleanly, and it brings up 3rd down and a yard. Mark, they had the screen set up perfectly.
They did, and he just dropped it, and, it happens. You know that? But Massey writes these, 1,500-word articles. How long's your biggest ones? What are they, 5,000?
He's written a book.
Word? Well, I know, but he can't write, a 3-word headline. They're like, Chris, write a headline. No, I can't. You do it. I mean, oh, my gosh. How tough is that? It's 4 words.
Twins far side of the right, empty left, and now we got an official behind the play pointing at the scoreboard for something.
Yeah, it was an incomplete pass.
So the clock would stop.
That's the rules of football. Incomplete pass, the clock doesn't run. It was odd because he was wide open, and maybe if you were on the other side, you thought he caught it and just fell. But he didn't. He dropped it, and it's incomplete.
Twins right on third down in the yard. Handoff right side Bukowski. Spun around right on the yard marker, and he's going to dive forward for a first down. Stop near the 41-yard line.
Well, Montoursville, they had their chance. They had second and a foot and a half. And they didn't really capitalize on it much. They did get a first down, but they didn't get it by much. And here we are inside the 42. Just inside, I can't tell. Yeah, 42. Just inside the 42-yard line. 5:35 and counting here. Montoursville still down 9.
Messina in the gun, loads it up. Far side right. It slipped out of his hand. It's going to be picked off by Inch. 30, 35, 40. Far sideline midfield and chopped down by Messina at the Montoursville 45-yard line with multiple flags down on the play.
I think the flags are on the run back. I think the interception's going to stand. And they had two guys shoot, a guy up the sideline and a guy up the hash mark, and he kind of threw it in between. I don't know if it got away from him, but the return went a long way, but the flag's at the 45-yard line, so Lewisburg's going to get moved back.
He tried to put so much on that, it slipped.
I'm not sure who he's throwing it to be honest with you. But they're going to move it back. What do they got, a chop block? They got a block in the back on the return. So they're going to start at their own 35, but Lewisburg doesn't really care about that. They care that they've got the football first and 10, 5:24 to go. And remember, Montoursville burned a timeout on a 4th and 1 earlier in the third quarter. So as we get to crunch time and Lewisburg's churning the clock, Montoursville can only stop it twice. Lewisburg still has their full allotment of timeouts for whatever that's worth. But at this point in time, they're not worried about stopping the clock. They're worried about running it. And we're going to go with a hydration break here. Do you need a beverage?
Certainly. And a 60-second timeout as well on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. You know, the ones the other guys spend billions of dollars on each year. Want seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to the Fisher Insurance Agency in Williamsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. You'll get a great price to save you money, unbelievable service, and advice from people you can trust. So talk to us at the Fisher Insurance Agency today. Call 570-323-3600. That's 570-323-3600. Or go to FisherAgencies.com. We can help you get where you need to be, where you should be, quickly and easily. Go ahead.
Gowers in the gun. Twins left, hands it off right up the middle, and that's going nowhere. Cut back off left guard, left tackle, maybe 2, maybe 3. On a very short run by Logan Akey.
I was going to say, they have found something in Akey after. And if you're Montoursville, when they see the highlights, and when you're watching ESPN News tonight, and you see how Montoursville had him pinned, and it looked like a disastrous play for Lewisburg, and Montoursville's only down 2, and somehow the ball ends up in Akey's hands. Next thing you know, he's rumbling down the sidelines, and it just changed the whole momentum of everything here tonight.
High snap to Gower, rolls it right at the 35, stays in bounds, and goes down with a sack. He'll be sacked by Miller. That's a Wegman sack for Sack. Keeps the clock moving, 4.5 and counting. 19-10 Lewisburg in front.
And I don't know if we mentioned that Gower's only a junior. So as we've talked about how old and experienced this Lewisburg team is, a quarterback's only a junior too. And I don't know if he was trying to make the guy miss by stop and go back behind him, but by staying in bounds, or if he just thought, listen, I'm getting a little bit too close to the sidelines here. I just need to go down and find a soft spot. Keeping the clock running was a very heady play from the Lewisburg quarterback. Even though it leaves him with 3rd and 10, he didn't have much more. But right now, with a 2-score lead, the clock's as much as anything.
4 wide gun set, less than 4 minutes to go. 3rd down, 10, their own 35. Quick throw underneath, complete just shy of the 45-yard line, caught by Inch, and it's going to be an inch. 4th and an inch.
Well, it's 4th and a legitimate one. I mean, if you're Lewisburg, you can hand it to Akey and say, give me the ball, give me a yard and we win. But the way they've punted it, they've punted enough. What I would think they're going to do is let the clock run for 25 seconds. It just got started right there. It just got spotted at 3:28. So they're going to sit there and they're going to let it run for 25 seconds, take a timeout, and then decide what they're going to do. A punt, you risk the big return. If you go for it and you get stuffed, you risk giving them the short field.
With 1 timeout left.
You know what? Either thing Lewisburg did, I could defend. I'm not sure. If they want to line up and give it to number 33 or get their quarterback out on the edge, I got no problems with that. But the way their kid's been punting, if they want to just say, hey, here you go, punt it out of bounds. I don't care how far it goes. Punt it to their 35. Just get it out of here and make them work a little bit. Whatever they do, I have no qualms with. Unless they just go shotgun and throw it deep. That would be stupid. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, let me ask you this question. What if you come up to the line?
Try to draw them off?
Oh, absolutely. You got a timeout left, or 2 left, pardon me.
Or, you could just draw them off and take the delay if you really wanted to.
And then punt it away.
And then just punt it away. So they got all kinds of options. But the meat and potatoes here is Montoursville down 9 needs 2 scores. And they finally, after 9 touchdowns, they finally gave up a converted extra point. And how large does that loom now as the Warriors trail by 9 with 3:02 to go? As you said, well, Montoursville still has 2 timeouts. And if they get stuffed here, the clock will stop on down. And if they pick up the first down here, as they look like they've spread it wide, are they going to go shotgun with 3 wides? Do they even have a tight end on the field?
Twins left, single wide to the right. Gower in the gun. He's got Akey behind him. On 4th down a yard at the 44. Give right up the middle, Akey. He's got it and more. Pushing that pile out across the 45 to the 47.5-yard line, and Lewisburg will move the chains with 2:57 to go.
And now, if you're Montoursville, I would burn one right now. Because unless they just are terrible at clock management, right there in the shadow of Bucknell University, I got to believe they're at least smart enough to count to 25. So, and this is, we talked about South Williamsport last week, and you learn a lot in their loss. But you learn some of the other weapons that they have. They have a quarterback, they have a receiver, they have another running back, that they're not just a one-man team. And even though they lost the battle, it's going to help them in the war. Montoursville, I think, it's been a big lesson. It might be a bitter pill to swallow, but it's been a very good lesson for the Warriors tonight.
Handoff coming to your side right, and Akey is stopped after a very short gain, wrapped up by Mike Signor around the ankles, and there's the timeout with 2:23 to go. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
This is Mike Gaetano from the Hartman Group. Since 1932, the Hartman Group has been in the insurance business, establishing a partnership of trust with their clients. The Hartman Group is locally owned and operated at 420 William Street and offers insurance products for personal and commercial customers as well as employee benefits. The Hartman Group wishes good luck to all of the athletes in Lycoming County. The Hartman Group may be reached at 326-7241. That's the Hartman Group for all of your insurance needs.
ESPNWilliamsport.tv coverage presented in part by Web Weekly, serving more than 58,000 homes here in Lycoming County. We'll get it out of the way early with 2:23 to go. Our Palco Federal Credit Union player of the game for Montoursville, Keith Betkowski, 31 carries, 188 on the ground tonight. Still has 2:23 to go, but appears Lewisburg is going to wrap this one up 19-10 with the lead. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. Montoursville down to 1 timeout.
Montoursville could certainly get the ball back. I would doubt if they're going to run the ball if they do. But you get a stop here, so they'll call a timeout because Lewisburg's certainly not throwing it. So they're going to run the ball. You get a stop, and then again they throw it.
Swing left to Inch, and Miller's going to yank him down back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 after a gain of 2.
I mean, that play's crazy to me. And I like throwing the ball as much as anyone else. What if somebody tips that? What if a defensive end tips it up to himself and runs it? Like, what is your risk to reward there is just non-existent to me. Run the ball up the middle. Take a knee, for crying out loud.
Montoursville burns their 3rd and final timeout with 2:12 to go. So if Lewisburg picks up another first down, all they got to do is take a knee.
Well, they're not. I mean, it's 3rd and 11. They're not going to pick up a first down. They're going to get stopped. But Montoursville's out of timeouts, so they're going to let it run. Again, Lewisburg has 2 timeouts, so they can let it run and run and run and run and call one if they want to right before they have to punt. So you're looking at, 1:35 by the time they get it stopped, a minute and a half. So and they're at their own 47. They're almost at midfield. So assuming it's even a decent punt, Montoursville is going to have 70-plus yards to go with under 90 seconds and no timeouts, needing 2 scores. Other than that, they're in real good shape.
Other than that.
So seriously, what do you think your chances are Sunday? Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
Oh, I think we got a better than 50-50 chances.
I think your chances are better than people give you credit for, too.
Because I think Pittsburgh's about 1,000 years old. Here it's third and 11 from the 47-yard line. Montoursville's bringing it all out, blitz. Gower stands strong in the pocket, throws it in the middle, almost picked off.
Do they not understand the rules of football at Lewisburg?
Kyle Lynch nearly had an interception. Now it stops it with 2:08, and Lewisburg's got a punt.
First of all, it almost got intercepted, and who knows what happens, because he is a fullback. Who knows what happens if he intercepts it? But the clock stopped. I don't understand that. I mean, they're still in great shape. So they're up 2 scores with 2:08 to go. But, I mean, again, take a knee. What are they doing?
So now Inch to punt it away, steps into it and tries to pin him. And it's going to be fair caught near the 15-yard line by Bukowski, and I'm here to tell you, he had daylight near side left.
Well, they've obviously, and this is, I think, one of the weak points of the team so far through 2 games has been punt return. And they're obviously telling the kid, when we go after the punt, fair catch it. And we've seen it 2 weeks in a row now, and he's fair caught some balls where, now he doesn't have a lot of blocking, but he's got daylight. And, you stretch it to the sideline. It's the old stretch play. Stretch it to the sideline. You might get a seam. They might have a guy fall down. But if you fair catch, especially down 9, you need a big play here. And they got 122 seconds, needing 2 scores, no timeouts, and a lot of field to go.
Messina in the gun, kicks Miller across the formation, top to bottom, near side left. Takes a shotgun snap, rolls it left, pumps it, looking down the middle, fires, and it is incomplete. Intended for Cole Karshner, who stopped about the 35-yard line. The ball went to about the 45.
Well, that was one, you have to play to the field, and they had to roll left because of the way it was lined up. But if he could have been rolling right, he could have made the throw, and if Karshner would have kept running, they had a chance. But if it sails high, it's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10.
Well, if you've got it, use it. Out of a twins formation, hook and lateral, you need it with 1:56 to go.
They just need something, but every play has to stop the clock. They need to get, every completion either needs to get out of bounds, it needs to fall incomplete, or they need to get enough to move the chains. You can't just get 5 and let the clock run.
Messina in the gun. 2nd down 10, his own 16. Pressure coming, rolls it left, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended near side for Cole Karshner, and it brings up 3rd down and 10 from the 16 with 1:50 to go.
I would think here one of your options would be, since you're on the far hash, you're on the right hash. So again, the wide side is to his left. I would send a guy out to the right, just a single receiver to the right, and just have him run the stop like Lewisburg's done. Try to pin it to him, let him step out of bounds, and get most of it. And then give yourself something real on 4th down, because right now, you've got all kinds of problems, but right now you need 10 yards in the next 2 plays, and you can't chew up any clock getting it.
Single wides each way. Messina in the gun. Wraparound draw. Bukowski he is going to elude one tackler, but not the second. Put down near the 24-yard line. And now with 1:43 to go, Montoursville's in a big hurry now without any timeouts. Brings up a 4th down and long.
They should be in a big hurry. I don't like that play call. Because now, unless they've kind of just conceded. Because the clock's running.
1:20 and counting, 4th down and 8 from the 18. Here's your ball game in one play.
They just kind of threw in the towel there because they just took 30 seconds. Montoursville did what Lewisburg needed to do, run the ball and run the clock.
Single wides each way. Messina in the gun. Sidecar to his left, looking left, throwing left for Miller. Got it complete at the 30-yard line. They were trying to go hook and ladder, but he's put down across the 30 at the 32-yard line. Running the backside of that hook and ladder was Nick Christ.
See, I don't think that's hook and ladder because you don't want to pitch it to a tight end in the open field. You want to pitch it to somebody who can take it the distance. But
I'm with you there. Give credit to the defense.
It looked like it, but if you're hooking and laddering it, you got different personnel as the ladder.
Throw right, complete to ends, 30, 35, and rumbled down. My goodness, what a stop on the end of that play. Last man to the pile, Cyrus Perez.
Well, as we said, it's a learning process, and it's a talented team, but it's a young team. They're going to kill the clock here, I think.
Messina spikes it. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 from the 34.
And, who does Montoursville have next week, Dr. Massey? Mifflinburg? And that's at Mifflinburg? You don't know that. You don't know if it's home or road.
It's here.
It's here? So, it's a learning process, and when you're a young team and they were worried about them coming out flat, I don't know how flat. You always look flat when you don't play well. If the other pitcher's dealing and he throws a 3-hit shutout, you look flat offensively, but sometimes the other team's good. He didn't execute well. And Lewisburg goes to Mount Carmel. They host Mount Carmel. That'll be interesting. So Montoursville's Mifflinburg, Shore, Schick, and Milton. That's their next month.
3rd and 6 to 34. Messina takes a snap, looking right, throwing right, and it's going to be complete to Karshner. He's got it up for a 1st down just shy of midfield, 21.1 to go. They got to clock it again.
Yeah, they're going to line up on the ball and clock it. But we'll see how it's a game. It's a season of ups and downs. And, big play here and big play there. And Lewisburg made a lot of them in the first half, and Montoursville couldn't. Montoursville's been a second-half team. They got it going. It wasn't an explosion, but they were kind of grinding it at you. They cut it to 2. They had Lewisburg pinned deep. And then on one of the flukiest 35-yard completions you'll ever see, they turned disaster into a huge gain, and a momentum shifter. And Montoursville never recovered. And the Green Dragons have come in here, and a little bit of a wake-up call for the young Warriors.
2nd and 10, their own 47. Snap is back, hand off Bekowski, midfield into Lewisburg territory, and chopped down at the 45-yard line. That may well do it with 10 seconds and counting. And that will do it. J.C. Kiefer just took the headset off, and Montoursville is going to drop to 1-1 after Lewisburg comes in here to Memorial Stadium to pick up their first win of the year, and they beat the Warriors 19-10. Back in 2 minutes with our Pepsi postgame show on ESPN Radio Williamsport, ESPNWilliamsport.tv.
From the creators of Pepsi, it's Pepsi made with real sugar. Prepare to experience explosions of taste. Daring acts of refreshment with amazing performances from Pepsi. Wild cherry and vanilla flavors. Refreshment has a new address. And it's closer than you think. Make it a real big summer with 3 new flavors of Pepsi made with real sugar. Available for a limited time. Pepsi, live for now.
We hear them every day. Radio ads. Some are corny, some are serious, some just don't make any sense. This is what I've got for you today. It's football season and everyone has a TV. So where are you going to watch the game? Home with your nagging wife? Sorry, Katie, I love you. A friend's house with the screaming kids? Or the Brickyard Restaurant Ale House, where we've got 11 TVs, the Sunday ticket, plus all day Sunday we've got big beers for a little price, $5 nachos. Have you been to the Brickyard lately? It's time you got downtown and checked out what's on tap. It's football season at the Brickyard.
As an active person, whether on a playing field or jogging along the riverfront, an injury can stop you. Quick treatment can lead to quick recovery. From Susquehanna Health Sports Medicine, our certified athletic trainers and sports medicine physicians strive to see you within 2 days. Don't let an injury keep you from the active life you enjoy. Susquehanna Health Sports Medicine. Call 800-321-2946.
Joined now by Tom Rachel of Palco Federal Credit Union. And Tom, big news at Palco.
Not a member of Palco yet? Becoming a member of Palco Federal Credit Union, you lose nothing but fees and frustration. You don't want to miss out on our Vacation Helper Loan Special, where you can borrow up to $5,000 for as low as 6.75% APR. Visit us online at www.palcofcu.org and experience the Palco difference.
Lewisburg beats Montoursville. Got a good look at J.C. Kiefer talking to his troops as they even their mark at 1-1. Good look on ESPNWinsport.tv at Lewisburg's troops. They now even their record at 1-1. Betkowski's our Palco Federal Credit Union player of the game. 31 carries, 188 yards, but they come up short, 19-10.
Man, just unable to get the balance, unable to make the big plays. Where Messina struggled tonight out of the passing game, as last week we talked about how the sophomore was so good, and tonight it was different. And a couple interceptions that hurt. Pick 6 there early, and it seemed like Montoursville had a few big runs from Betkowski, but other than that, in the big play category, Lewisburg won, and in the turnover category, Lewisburg won. And when you get all those, it adds up to a Lewisburg win. If you'd have told me Montoursville was going to come in here tonight and score 10 points after what they did last week, I'd have said there's no way. But, it's what happened, and Montoursville just didn't execute and didn't get it done. And this is a pretty good Lewisburg team, so they'll have to regroup and host Mifflinburg next week, and we'll see what happens.
Lewisburg hosts Mount Carmel next week, so if week 2 wasn't a deciding week, week 3 most definitely will be. For my partner, Mark Messina, our crew tonight, including Mr. Caringi in the truck, and our 2 camera guys tonight. Thank you very kindly on ESPNWinsport.tv. We're going to leave you now on TV. For radio, stay tuned. Brickyard Restaurant Ale House sounds the game. For all the scores, check ESPNWinsport.com. Like us on Facebook, ESPNWinsport.tv, ESPN Radio Winsport. Also follow us on Twitter, ESPN Wilpo 1050.